Well, you killed him. I know that. So
Okay.
once again, John.
How do you know I killed him?
Because I have evidence. I have statements. There's more people. There's more people than you that know.
This is the moment when a killer questioned the investigator's ability, unaware his admission would soon come back to haunt him.
My daughter's got a good heart. She wanted to help you out, and then he spit on me. Okay.
Yep.
And that's when he got zip tied.
Okay.
And the sock stuffed in his mouth.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I did it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is what 63-year-old John Eisenman did. In November 2020, in Spokane, Washington, 19-year-old Andrew Sorensen suddenly vanished. Gone, as if he never existed. No one knew why, but rumors spread. Allegations surfaced. He was accused of selling another teenager, Stephanie, John Eisenman and Brenda Cross's daughter, into prostitution for money and drugs. Then, in an instant, everything changed. On October 21st, 2021, Andrew's body was found stuffed in the trunk of a Honda Accord, and his face nearly unrecognizable, crushed, as if someone had run a car over him. And that Honda? It was registered to none other than John's wife, Brenda. And that was the moment this investigation began. Were those accusations true? Were the perpetrators caught? Let's get right into it.
Okay. All right. So, John,
So what?
are you kind of wondering why you're here?
Well, I've been talking with Brenda.
So what did they tell you when they arrested you? Did they tell you what the charge was?
Am I arrested?
Yeah.
They didn't tell me.
Yeah, they did arrest you, so you are under arrest.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yeah, so you are under arrest. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
what am I arrested for?
Murder.
Really?
Yeah. You are arrested for murder. Yeah. And obviously, my job as a detective is I investigate. I've been doing this for 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, I'm hoping to do like one more, and you're going to see me retire.
Good for you.
But I've been doing this for 36 years, and I've learned over the course of that years that there's always two sides to a story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Nothing that happens in a person's life is black and white. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's gray areas. There's things that happen in our lives that affect how we act, what we do, and nothing's black and white. Right. And I get that sometimes people that are good people, and I'm one of those people, can make a bad decision based on emotion or events or several other things. So what I like to do is I always like to collect both sides of the story, because I know there's two sides of a story. So I've kind of collected this side of the story. That
so who's murdered?
Huh?
Who's murdered?
Well, how about this? Because I could tell you the name, and I will tell you it here. Because I'm going to be, okay. What I will tell you, John, is as we talk, I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Not going to bullshit you, not going to lie to you, not going to trick you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? Because that's who I am. I don't fucking lie to people. I don't trick them. Like I told you earlier, there's always two sides of a story. Mm-hmm. So my job is to gather the facts, the information, and everything else, and then try to make an intelligent decision about what it is. Okay? Mm-hmm. So obviously the thing is, you've been arrested, which I told you that, mm-hmm. and you've been brought down here to a police.
I mean, they handcuffed me. They didn't tell me they're arresting me.
Okay, but I'll tell you that.
But I assumed.
Yeah, you probably assumed that when they put handcuffs on you and put you in a police car, that you were probably under arrest.
And I thought it had something to do with the car, because me and Brenda have been talking, like, wonder what they found there.
Right.
Let's take a step back and see what really happened. The conversation started off light, but the moment John learned he was being arrested for murder, everything shifted. His face, his posture, his whole demeanor. And while he tried to play it off by questioning how Andrew's body in the Honda Accord tied to him, it was a miserable attempt, because the interrogator already knew all the answers to his questions, and this was just the beginning.
So, obviously, when I came up and talked to Brenda on Sunday, you were up cleaning the yard.
John claimed his daughter's boyfriend, Andrew, sold her into prostitution for money and drugs. Yet, he couldn't even recall the exact date or month of the incident. That was a huge red flag, and by this point, the officer knew cracking John wouldn't be easy.
Okay. And you said this was her boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
And what was his name?
Andrew.
Okay.
Trying to think what his last name is. He had two last names.
Well,
But Andy.
so how did these two first meet?
A friend of hers, Ben.
Okay.
Benjamin.
Okay.
Not Ben that I was with, a little kid, 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid.
Okay.
And she met him that way.
Okay. So when did she meet him? Do you remember?
Early summer.
Early summer of just this last year?
2019,
Okay.
I believe. Or
So,
maybe late summer of 2019.
okay. So they meet through this kid, Benjamin.
Mm-hmm. And they knew other people.
Okay. And then are they friends? Do they turn into dating? What kind of relationship do they end up in?
Kind of like they were buds kicking around,
Okay.
I think it was sexual at some point or whatever.
Right.
They were robbing me blind, and I kept looking at them and I was going, I said, if it wasn't for my daughter, I'd be beating your ass right now.
Right. So were they both stealing from you, or your
She was
daughter?
allowing it.
She was allowing it?
Taking him into my house.
Okay. So now did he stay at your house for a while? Or he was just,
No,
she was allowing him to come over?
Mm-hmm. And take stuff.
What kind of shit were they taking from you?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. If you go look at the house, it's full of everything. It's crazy.
Right.
There's Wii systems, Xbox 360s, there's games, there's, every one of my kids didn't even ask me, I always got them a TV, I always got them a game system, always got me blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Spoil them, I guess, I don't know. But,
He now accused Andrew of stealing from his home while Stephanie stood by and let it happen. But instead of reporting it, his reaction was simple. If not for his daughter, he would beat the shit out of him. That alone spoke volumes. But John wasn't done yet. His next move was even more surprising.
So at some point in talking...
But she got hit, she got ran over by a car on Nevada in Central.
Okay.
And she got awarded money, $23,000.
Oh, okay.
And then she's, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy Andrew a car. And I said, why?
Right.
She said, well, I go, he's a piece of shit. And I go, and I told her many times, nothing good's gonna come from him. If I can tell, he's just a shitball. And she said, everybody hates him,
Right.
but he's got kids, and I really just want to get him a car, and I hope he gets out of town.
Right.
Because a lot of people were after him. So after he got her locked out of her account and had access to it, then he took her to not quite Seattle,
Okay.
in the hill coming down, whatever little town, and sold her. If you're lucky to get away.
Right.
When I told her, I said, well, because the guy that was dragging her around, he said, I know your dad. And it was like, really? And it wasn't like the next place they went.
Right.
Some black people ran in, frantic, saying, that she's from a rich family in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, blah, 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 and they're racist, and just causing a scene. And there was some mace there, and she was able to spray the mace, get out. And, well, that don't happen. Just, I told her, I said, I think he staged it.
Right.
It's for you to get away.
Oh, to help her.
Just how often do they get away?
Not usually. Once they suck him into that black hole, they
Yeah,
don't
I told
escape.
her I was Mississippi, and I believe he did, So, some guy calls us up. First, he called us
Okay.
from like a hamburger joint or something. And Mom was on a Uber ride and couldn't talk. Said, I'll call you back.
Right.
Well, she left. And so then we didn't hear from her until the next day.
Right.
And so the guy called up and said, she found your daughter walking down the street without a coat, it's pouring down rain. You know, and the guy ended up being kind of homeless himself. He was working at a hotel that was shut down, and he stayed there. And we took off right away and came and got her.
Right.
She didn't even tell us anything happened.
Okay.
We're downtown going on the rides and stupid stuff like that, wasting all day. Then as we're heading out of town, I'm getting kind of tired. I lay down in the back. About George, they're waking me up because Steffi told her some events that happened, you know. And
Right.
I mean, we would have took her to the hospital right away. You know,
Right.
it's like, come on, you know. So, but she didn't want to press no charges against him. She didn't, you know, because she still was hoping he'd just ride off in the sunset. He got that car stolen. I don't even know, a Lexus or something.
Right.
So, who knows?
By now, everything John had claimed had been proven false because there was no evidence to back it up. The interrogator knew there was more to Andrew's horrifying death, something darker, something hidden. And just as he was getting closer to unraveling the truth, John decided to spin yet another fairy tale.
So when you went over and picked up Stephanie in Seattle, or we're just outside of Seattle and grabbed her, was that piece of shit Andrew there at all? Did you see him?
No.
Okay. You didn't run into him, didn't see him. Did you ever hear what happened to him? Did he get back to Spokane?
I heard that, and Steffi told me that he got the car stolen from him by a girl. A girl stole the car.
Right.
And I think she had it out at like Pines and somewhere.
Right.
Off the freeway. But, yeah, no, I never seen him.
Okay.
So I don't think she ever seen him either.
Oh, Stephanie? Okay.
But she had a hard time. She tried going to some treatment and it didn't work out.
Right.
And she just wanted out of Spokane.
Gotcha.
And took off to California.
Too many fucking horrible memories?
Yeah.
Right. So when you, obviously, did you ever see that piece of shit in Spokane again? No?
No. No, I think fucking too many people after him.
Right.
There was a lot of people.
Oh, was there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's a piece of shit. I mean, he tries to do shit all over the place. And I don't think that was the first girl he sold.
Oh, okay. Right. So people not happy with him.
Yeah, and Steffi told me, you know, and that's why she wanted to get him in the car and get him out of town, because she's running around with him, and people are chasing him all over the place, and they're having to run and hide and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because people are after him.
Right. Right. I get it.
That's when the interrogator knew. Everything John had said was a lie. The stories didn't add up. He claimed that when they went to Seattle to rescue Stephanie, Andrew wasn't there. No contact, no confrontation. But there was just one problem. Brenda Cross, wife of John, had told a different story in another interrogation.
Yes.
Okay. Does Andrew try to ever contact her again that you're aware of?
No.
Does he try to come see her?
I think she was trying to contact him. He wasn't following up with it.
Why would she want to contact him?
Like I said, he had pretty much brainwashed her with the, what did I say? Not
grooming?
Grooming, yes.
Okay.
But let's now move ahead with the most awaited but yet spine-chilling part.
So, like I said, you know, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know, you didn't expect that car to be found. I know that when it was found. You know what was in the trunk as well as I do, okay? But I know there's extenuating circumstances. And I know you're not some vicious killer that decided, you know, I'm fucking bored. I'm just going to go kill somebody because it's funny or it's because it's amusing or whatever. There was a reason this happened. And I understand that. I truly do. And I get it. I understand it. I'm a father. I get it. I've got a daughter. I understand it. But sadly, I have a job to do.
Okay.
So, you know, that's all I'm doing here today.
All right.
Okay? So I guess what I'm looking for you is, I just need you to tell me, in your words, I know there's extenuating circumstances. Did this guy say, fuck you? Did you contact him? Did you try to talk to him? Did something happen? Was he a fucking smug
My
little,
dog did.
was he like a smug little punk?
No, I'm thinking
You know?
he stole that goddamn car.
You're thinking he stole what car?
That Honda.
The Honda? Okay.
Must have.
Okay.
I thought, for a long time, we thought Ashley had it, and then, like I said, then Brenda said, fuck, Stephanie. And I'm going, Stephanie can't drive.
Right.
We'd be called by the paramedics coming to get her because she's getting a wreck so fast.
Right.
Night times, what?
Right.
Whoa.
Right.
No, I've driven with her, tried to, and said, pull over. No.
Well, John, you know as well as I do, this is not about him stealing that car. Okay, you know that, I know that.
Well,
You know as well as I do.
I know,
You know as well as I do that his body was in the trunk of that car. You know that. You know that. And you know, like I said, I've gathered evidence. There's forensics evidence. There's biological evidence. There's DNA evidence. That's the reason you're sitting in this room today.
John denied involvement, insisting there was no evidence linking him to Andrew's death. However, the investigator had already gathered key forensic evidence: fingerprints, DNA, and blood, sufficient for an arrest. All that remained was a confession, which John eventually gave.
Okay? Man to man, you killed him. It is what it is. I get it. He's a fucking piece of shit. He fucking sex traffics your daughter. He sold her for $1,000 fucking dollars, and he's a piece of shit. I get it. Okay? And I get you were angry. I understand that. I understand as a parent, as a father, I get it. I understand it. Tell me what led up to it. What happened? What did he do? Just be honest with me so I can go to a judge and go, look, this guy's a good guy. He fucking worked for the county for 18 years. He's an upstanding guy. This fucking guy sex trafficked his fucking daughter. Okay? You can only push a man so far before we draw that line in the sand and say, this isn't fucking right. This isn't right what he did. My daughter will pay for this for the rest of her life. It is not right.
Murder's not right either.
Well, sometimes it is what it is. Okay?
Well, the
Sometimes
judge and jury ain't gonna say that.
But a judge and a jury will hear your story. They'll hear your story. But it's important for you to tell your story because a jury needs to hear your story. When a jury is looking at this video, are they looking at you and going, you know what? This guy's a prick who is just an asshole and he shouldn't have done it? Or is it a jury who listens to your side of the story on this video and goes, you know what? I got a daughter. I get it. I understand why this guy did what he did. I understand it. Okay? I understand it. They need to hear that from you. They need to hear your side of the story. It's important for you, for what happens after this. This is your chance. This is your chance to tell that jury right there what happened and why this piece of shit got what he deserved. That's all I'm telling you, man to man. Tell your story. Tell me what happened.
Well, I'd like to kill him.
Okay.
I really, but no, he stole the car, evidently, because he's in it.
Well, you killed him. I know that. So
Okay.
once again, John.
How do you know I killed him?
Because I have evidence. I have statements. There's more people. There's more people than you that know about this. I don't have you arrested here for no reason. Okay. Once again, I'm just trying to get you to tell the people that you'll eventually talk to in front of a jury. What happened? Okay? Well, just tell me what happened. I know about the property up north. I know that you never intended for that car to end up in the city of Spokane. That was got to be like a.
Well,
I mean, let's be honest. You had to have an oh shit moment when the police showed up on your doorstep Friday. You had to go, fuck.
I'm sure your buddy could see I was having an oh shit moment.
I could tell.
looked right at him
I could tell you were. So you know right there when the major crimes detectives walked up, you went.
Oh yeah.
They found Andrew's body. You knew it. And that's all. I mean, we're being honest, right? We're being real men. We walked up and you went, fuck that.
And she really don't know much about it.
Brenda doesn't?
No.
Okay. Well, that's one thing I told Brenda, too. It's like, Brenda, obviously, I mean, I don't want to get her in trouble. Right. The only way she would get in trouble is if she knows things that you told her or she witnessed things you did.
Right.
And you're telling me that's not the case. Okay. So you're telling me that, was she involved in the murder? No. Okay. Was she
And
present?
it wasn't even.
Was she
really
present when
gonna be a murder?
Okay, so what happened?
Okay.
What happened? Tell me.
Well, he was gonna rob a friend of mine
Okay.
after all this, you know.
Okay.
And I said, who are you dealing with? And he told me, I said, he's bad news, dude. I said, call him up and get him to come over, you know.
Okay.
And so I come walking out around the corner, and he's like, and I said, oh yeah, you know, and we sat there and we talked, and he lied a couple times, you know, and I said, no, you don't get to lie. And then finally he admitted, yeah, I sold her for $1,000.
Right.
My daughter didn't tell me she got sold for $1,000. He told me he sold her for $1,000.
Right.
And I still, and I said, you're being honest with me? Just like,
Right.
And I said, so I'm thinking we can work through this.
Right.
You know, but I'm madder and shit. And I go, why? Why would you? My daughter got a good heart. She wanted to help you out. And then spit on me. Okay?
Yep.
And that's when he got zip tied.
Okay.
And the sock stuffed in his mouth.
Okay.
And I still wasn't going. And that son of a bitch, I could get down here, and he said no. And I went to grab him, and he come flying down and doing a headbutt. And then I lost my cool.
Right.
I went from beating on, and my hands hurt so bad, and I'm doing hammer fist, and then I fucking took a knife out, stabbed him. I don't know how many times, it's quite a bit, because he kept fucking breathing and moving. Then it's like, whoa, you know, you hear that noise.
Right.
It's like, oh God. You know, it's horrible.
Right.
And then came the confession. That's what happens when a 36-year veteran interrogator goes head-to-head with a man who first claimed he knew nothing about the car, only to end up admitting he was the one who took Andrew's last breath and put him in that trunk. Just imagine the agony Andrew endured. Gagged with a sock, mouth taped shut, hands and feet zip-tied, then stabbed to death. But that was just the beginning. There were still more shocking revelations waiting to unfold.
Driving it.
Okay.
Came back with me driving it.
Okay.
He was in the trunk then.
Oh, he's in the trunk of the Honda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I took off with it.
Okay.
And then she fucking just, where are you? Get your ass in. And I didn't want to tell her.
No, understandably. Right.
So, yeah, I mean, so. But yeah, no, I did it.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm not proud of it,
Right.
you know.
Well, he pushed you.
And he's an idiot because he was going to live.
Right.
I mean, I would have probably beat his ass. I would have untied him
Right.
and let him swing
Right.
and try to, you know, fucking stupid ass kid.
Right.
You know, just everything. You know, I'm trying to be fucking cool with him, and then he ends up just being a jackass.
Right.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. So did this happen then at your house?
Mm-hmm.
No, up at the property?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where did it happen at?
Airway Heights.
Airway Heights. Okay. Down Airway Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when did it happen? Do you remember the date or close?
I think it was November.
Of last year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been about a year.
Okay. So you put him in the trunk of the, so it happened down at Airway Heights,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put him in the trunk of the car out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then where'd you drive the car to?
My house.
To your house?
Like I said, he'd be the whole show, and he'd be more than happy to
Okay.
show you all his little trinkets and. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you drive home, she's pissed off because where the fuck you been?
Right. But everything's cool and everything.
Right.
It's like whatever, and then I got rid of the car.
Okay. Where'd you take the car to?
Or by Miller's one stop up north.
Okay. Is that Mr. Pierce's property?
I don't know whose it is.
Mark Pierce. What's
some old guy,
yeah,
but
it's probably the same guy. What's on the, let's put it this way.
there was a bus.
Yeah, we were at the property the other day. So, how come you chose up there? Did you?
I knew there was another car that was parked that was broke down. And
Okay.
I knew somebody, and they told me about that, and I said, well, then that car looked just fine sitting there.
Oh, so it didn't look out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you parked it there like clear back in November?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's been sitting there ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So now the $1 million question:
Who brought it?
Who's the dumb fuck that brought it back to the town?
Yeah, well,
Do you have any idea?
No.
No. I'm wondering. You know, we were kind of theorizing. I'm wondering if somebody was out there and just needed a fucking ride
Yep.
and decided,
hey,
fuck this.
put a battery in it.
Well, oh, is there no battery in it?
Oh.
Oh, did you take the battery out? Oh, when you dumped it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from what you're saying, you took the battery out so nobody would fucking drive it.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was nice enough to put a battery in it for you. That was nice of them.
It was.
So you never expected this car to show back up.
Well, no.
So I can only imagine, like you said, when we showed up at your house that Friday, you're like, gotcha. Okay. So you were saying you got wind that Andrew was going to do a robbery at this guy's place? And that's what you
He was
said?
going to try and steal. And the reason why is he used my phone to get into his Messenger, get into his Facebook,
Okay.
get into his Google.
Okay.
When he did that, he didn't put a password or delete it.
Gotcha.
So all of a sudden I'm clicking through my phone, and all of a sudden I am now Andrew on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm like, and I see what he's writing, and it's like, oh, really?
So you get wind of what he's going to do.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I just showed up.
So now where he was going to do this in Airway Heights, did you know that person? Or you just kind of
Barely.
figured?
I knew
Okay.
the people, the property.
Okay.
Right?
Was he going to do like a dope rip or
I'll go.
dope rip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know the names of the people where where this was?
Like Mindy, I think.
Mindy? Okay. So you got wind through basically utilizing Andrew's Facebook that he was going to do a drug rip.
Uh-huh.
And you said, fuck that.
Uh-huh.
I'm going
But then I showed up, and then he was belligerent.
Right. Okay. So you were just waiting when he got there? Okay. And then you just...
Sitting around the corner.
Okay. Well, I bet you his eyes were fucking big.
Kind of didn't expect to see me, did you?
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
You know, and then he tried denying shit.
Right.
You know, and I said, no.
Right. Gotcha. So the zip ties, where'd they come from? Did you bring them with you, or you brought them with you? Okay.
Well, I had him in the car.
Oh, okay.
The car that got towed, the other Honda that, and the truck that got sold had zip ties in it. My other Honda that had zip ties on it. You ever break down and need
Oh yeah, zip ties come in handy.
They come in handy. I've never thought about doing what I did with them. I mean,
Right. So the car you drove out there that night was the '91 Honda Accord. That night.
John knew exactly what he was doing. He had a plan. He knew Andrew would be at a mobile home park in Airway Heights. He watched, waited, and when the moment was right, he struck. Afterward, he drove the car from his house, removed the battery so no one could drive it, and walked away. And the most chilling part, the car sat there for nearly a year, untouched, unnoticed.
So where were you gonna? Where was initially? Where were you gonna
I
take
was
him?
going to take him by his house up on 44th and Benberg.
Okay.
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 My daughter stayed up there with him a bit, and I knew where he lived, and I was going to take him up there.
Gotcha. And do what with him? Drop him off, or
Mhm.
okay. So at that point, so he's zip
No, I
tied.
wasn't going to, at no point in time,
Okay.
because I think I'm just going to kill this.
Gotcha. So at that
I've
point,
never killed
he's
anything in my life.
he's zip tied behind his back. Okay. Were his feet zip tied at that point too?
No, not at that.
Not at that point. Okay.
Mm.
So after you leave with him in the car,
No.
no, oh no.
Well, I got him right there, because when he comes flying headbutting at me, right, it's on and cracking.
Gotcha.
And then, I'm trying to stuff him in the trunk, and then he throws his feet out at me, and then I'm trying to grab his feet and zip tie him. And I said, no.
Gotcha.
No. I
Gotcha.
said, you're being stupid, and then he comes lunging out, and it's like, that guy is a fucking idiot.
Right.
But if he would have fucking listened to me
Right.
and went and talked to Mar or any of those other guys, right?
Right.
They would have told me, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing stupid.
Don't push
I
him.
mean, why do you want to go there?
Right.
I get along with just about everybody.
Right.
But you want to come doing stupid shit, I'm not running.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
John claimed that Andrew threw the first punch, that he was uncooperative, that he hit him in the head. And that's when John changed his mind and decided to zip tie him. But there was more to the story.
Okay. Did you pawn it or just trade it?
No, I just traded. So.
Okay.
Have any one of the?
So it sounded like there was more than one knife?
No, it's just that one.
Just the one. Okay. Okay. So that occurred in the trunk then? That occurred in the trunk is where you stabbed him? Okay. And I know you said earlier quite a few times, but you're not sure of the exact.
7, I think.
7. And where at about? Do you remember where you stabbed him? Right in the torso?
Okay. Probably would have got a rib or two, I would think, also.
Right. Okay.
Saying, I mean, I don't know. That knife made it feel like butter. It was the strangest feeling.
Oh, really?
God, horrible.
Oh,
Horrible.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So the people that out there in Airway Heights,
They knew nothing
Minnie,
about
did they see what happened outside at all? So
No.
all that happened outside,
Back behind their house.
back behind their house.
Mhm.
So the initial discussion, when he first saw you, that was inside the house where he went.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, you were waiting outside
He
for
was,
him.
yeah, he
Oh.
never really did.
Oh, so he never got in. Oh, okay. So you were waiting for him outside. Did he drive out there, walk, or how did he get
He
there?
had somebody drop him off.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of stood in the shadows and waited.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you were saying earlier, your intention when you first went out there wasn't to kill him.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. Okay.
No.
So what was
I
your
was gonna
intention?
stop a robbery.
You're going to stop the robbery, and then you
And I
wanted to
wanted
talk
to
to him.
confront him. I wanted
Okay.
to beat his ass.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So when you put the zip
And I
tie,
don't know if I can beat his ass. Maybe,
Right.
maybe not.
Right.
Right.
so when you put the zip ties on, was your intention after you got the zip ties on was to beat his ass?
No.
I mean, no. Oh.
No, yeah, we were still gonna, I was gonna let him. But
Or did you put the zip ties?
just so he wasn't hitting me while I was driving down the road.
Oh.
I
Okay.
wasn't gonna put him in the trunk.
You weren't gonna what?
I wasn't gonna put him in the trunk.
Okay.
He's gonna be riding.
So were you planning to take him somewhere else to
up
fight
to,
then?
yeah, and up at that park.
Oh.
Denver Park, whatever that.
You were gonna go up there and kick his ass.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
That was your
untie
intention.
him, and he's right by his house.
Gotcha. So when we looked in the trunk of the car, there was a certain item back there. Obviously, there was the body, but then there was another item back there. It was,
A concrete block.
yes, what was the deal with that?
I smashed him in the head with it.
Oh, okay.
And then another shocking truth emerged. Andrew's body wasn't the only thing in that trunk. There was also a cinder block, the same one John used to crush Andrew's face before stabbing him 7 times.
When did that, in the sequence of
Before I
events,
stabbed him.
before you stabbed him? Where'd you hit him at? Just in the head?
Okay.
Did it knock him out, or was he still awake? Or?
Well, it knocked him out,
Okay.
but he was still breathing.
Oh, okay. And then you started stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry, like I said, these facts go in my mind a million fucking places. As he's going in the trunk, he's already zip tied because he put his hands behind his back. And then did you zip tie his feet when he's outside the trunk, or after you got him in? And then you
After I got him in.
Then you zip tied his feet.
And because it was I wasn't planning on doing nothing.
Right,
He was
right.
supposed to be riding with me, and he's
Right.
doing all this stupid shit.
Gotcha.
And then he's lunging at me with,
Right.
with his feet,
All right.
and, kicking, and I was like, gee, I'm gonna have to get zip tied because I have him in my back pocket.
Right.
Doubled him up, and then and there you go.
Right.
And I thought about just leaving him in there,
Okay.
and then he started fucking kicking with the zip tie, striking out.
Right.
And it just escalated.
Okay. Was the brick just already in the trunk then?
No, it was laying there in the back.
Oh, okay. So it was just laying
It
there.
was there.
So you grabbed it, and then what'd you do with it?
Well, I threw it in his head.
Oh, okay. While he's in the trunk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He never got out of the trunk.
He never got, once you got him in there, he never got out.
Mhm.
Okay. And then there was some stuff around his face. What was the deal with that? Do you remember?
Sock. They got stuck
Oh, a
in
sock.
the mouth.
Okay, there was some other stuff like around his face.
That was tape.
Oh, okay. Was that tape? What was the deal? How'd that happen?
Well, the tape was in the car.
Oh, okay. Like,
But he was making noise, and I was going, oh, no.
I get, yeah. Gotcha.
Because and I still didn't, I wasn't going to kill him.
Oh, okay.
It just escalated. He kept fucking
He just
doing shit.
wouldn't
and
stop.
kicking at me and shit.
Right.
And I'm just going, Emperor, fucking.
Stop.
Hmm.
So did the tape go on then before the brick and the stabbing?
Mhm.
Okay. And what kind of tape was it?
Masking out, strapping tape.
Strapping tape?
Mm-hmm.
Like that clear tape?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that was just in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it like in the interior of the car, the trunk?
It was in the trunk.
In the trunk, okay. And it was it like on a roll, or do you remember?
It was in a roll.
Was it like in a dispenser, or just a?
I think it might have been a small dispenser.
Okay.
Not just zip ties, John also had a strap tape in his car. Yet he insisted the murder wasn't planned, that it all happened in the moment. But soon enough, the truth would come out. And the question remained, was this reality or just another one of his fairy tales?
You know, like those ones you buy that have their own dispenser and it can tear.
Gotcha. Remember what color the dispenser was?
Red, I think.
Okay. So basically,
Well, it's clear plastic, but red cardboard.
the dispenser.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, you get him in the trunk. He's zip tied in hands. He won't fucking quit being a dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
You zip tie his feet. He won't shut up.
So
So you put a sock in his mouth
Mhm.
and then tape,
Yeah.
and then he's still being a dick.
No, and then he's throwing,
So he's
lunging his
lunging.
feet at.
So that's when there's
And he almost came out.
Oh, okay.
It was like,
so there's a cinder block there.
Mhm.
You grab the cinder block and like you just throw it, or you hit him, or how many
I kind of threw it.
kind of threw it at his head,
Mm-hmm.
hits him, but he's still conscious.
Well, kind of.
Kind of.
Really.
Not really. He's kind of out of it then.
Mm-hmm.
And then at this point, you take the knife,
Mhm.
which you just have in your pocket or
No,
coat,
right on here.
like
on
in
my
a like on a
clip.
in a clip. So you take the knife, boom, and then just go to town on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you think most of the wounds were in the abdomen?
That's where all of them.
Any in the neck or?
I don't think so.
Okay, so mostly the abdomen.
Mm-hmm. Stomach and everything.
And then at one point he kind of starts like what you described as the death,
Flutter,
the death girdle.
girdle. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What a horrible sound.
And then you realize this fucking went farther than I thought.
Well, yeah, no, even, you know, this is like, oh my fucking God.
Right.
Like I said, I just sat there.
Right.
That's why they always mad because I didn't come home. I was just
Gotcha.
fucking freaking
I
out.
can get you that too.
Hmm.
I appreciate it, John. I know this has been hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you being honest with me. I get it, and like I said, I just want to thank you for doing the right thing. Well, I know. I want to thank you for doing the right thing. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about if we get you to the bathroom? Do you want to see Brenda? Is that okay?
I should
Okay.
see her.
Okay.
She's gonna freak.
I know.
She's gonna freak.
Well, and obviously I told her that you were arrested for murder. So she is aware of that, and she knows who. So she knows.
She knows Andy. Yeah. She knows it's Andy.
Yes.
And with that, the interview came to an end. The confessions were finally out, and justice was served. On November 14th, 2024, 63-year-old John Eisenman pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in the death of Andrew Sorensen. His sentence? 22 years in prison. In the end, every accusation against Andrew, claims that he sold John's daughter into prostitution for money and drugs, was proven false. No evidence, no truth. Just a brutal act that stole the life of an innocent 19-year-old. But John wasn't alone. Reports revealed that Brenda Cross, his wife, played a chilling role in the murder. As Andrew took his final breaths, she played a song, one repeating the words, "Cry." The murder quickly became a national story, fueled by Eisenman's shocking sex trafficking claim. People believed him, so much so that he even received financial support through a crowdfunding campaign for his legal defense. Beyond the legal proceedings, Andrew's foster mother believes 22 years isn't enough justice for her son. But as for John, here's what he has to say about it.
If you would like to write something to his mother, I would give you the opportunity to do that if that's something that you would like to do. If that's something you don't want to do,
Well,
but if you would like to write her
I
something,
don't, and his real mother, he never really loved her, he was adopted.
yeah, I've been talking to the adopted mom because she adopted him when he was 6 months old.
Mhm.
So as you can imagine right now, she's pretty destroyed.
Mhm.
So I'm only saying if you would like to write her something, I would give that to her.
Right.
That's up to you.
Mhm.
So that's just something I offer people. If you'd like to do that,
Well, while she's yelling at me in the court, I'll tell her I'm really sorry.
Okay.
So,
Like I said, I was just going to give you a chance to write something if you wanted to.
In the end, the truth emerged, and Andrew's life was cut short by a vicious lie, one that forever changed two families' lives. And while John and Brenda face years behind bars, Andrew's foster mother is left to mourn a life that can never be replaced.